The Raven Guard are back on the channel. 3,000 point army utilizing the Crusade army list and an allied detachment of militia. So in the center here you have the Warlord, Alvarex Mon, strike captain of the Raven Guard. And to the right there with the jump pack is a Legion Praetor. He has the Raven's Talons and a Melta Bomb along with a jump pack. Directly behind Mon you have his Honor Guard with a Standard Bearer and then 3 Marines, each carrying a Combi Plasma. Now this list features 4 troops choices, 2 compulsory, 2 non-compulsory. The first one here in front is a squad of 10 scouts. They have recon armor and sniper rifles. They will be joined by an apothecary out of the elite slot. And then over there to the right you have 10 assault marines, 2 of which are armed with power weapons. The sergeant also armed with a power weapon, all sporting Mark IV armor with their jump packs. Over on the left is the second compulsory troop choice. That is 10 standard tactical marines armed with bolters, no upgrades. They will be riding in one of the 2 rhinos you see there in the background. And the fourth troop choice is the special weapons squad. They have the Volkite chargers, and the sergeant has a Melta Bomb on him as well. They will be joined by an apothecary, the second apothecary, and be riding in the second rhino you see back there. Heavy support, we got the Derodeo Dreadnought, complete with the missiles up on top. Elite's choice of 8 Cataphracti armored Terminators. The sergeant there has a Chain Fist and a Combi Melta. You see a heavy flamer there to his left. And then I have a mixed match of Chain Blades and Chain Fists, and Lightning Claws. They will be riding in Dustclad there, the Darkwing Pattern Storm Eagle. Over to the right, we have a 9-man squad of Dark Furies. The sergeant has been upgraded to carry Melta Bombs. He naturally comes with Artificer armor, and then all of them have the Raven's Talons. As far as the allied detachment, you have in front here a platoon command squad. They have a Voxcaster in there along with a Standard Bearer. No real upgrades for them. Behind them, a 20-man militia squad. They have been upgraded to carry Lats carbines. And then back in the rear there you see the 2 Leman Russes, with the Demolisher cannons. All of this uses the Liberation Force Rite of War, and when those special rules come up, I will let you know in game. Otherwise, this is a lot of bodies that AJ is going to have to confront with his Dark Mechanicus list.
3,000 points of Mechanicum Cybernetica list, led by an Archmagos Dominus. He's equipped with an Archaeotech pistol, Augury Scanner, Cyber Familiar, Melta Bombs, Machinator Array, and a Bant. We have 2 Magos Dominuses. Both of them are equipped the same with an Augury Scanner and Cyber Familiar. We have a squad of 4 Castellax, with 2 of them have Siege Wreckers, which will be shown with a dice on their base, all with frag grenades and enhanced targeting arrays. 4 more Castellax with dark fire cannons and enhanced targeting arrays. 2 squads of 20 Tech Thralls with Carapace armor, Laszloks with induction chargers, the Rite of Pure Thought, and Revenant Alchemistry. Then for fast attack we have 5 Vorax. They have 2 rotor cannons apiece with biocorrosive ammunition, frag grenades, and enhanced targeting arrays. We have 1 Voltarax, and then we have a Thanatar and 2 Thanatars, and one of them has the Paragon of Metal special rule.
Dear God. All right, let it begin. Tonight's mission is Dominion, which is a progressive mission. Each turn that a troop choice holds one of the 5 objectives on the board will net you 1 point. Secondary objectives are Attrition and Slay the Warlord. The deployment style is Hammer and Anvil. Raven Guard will be here on the left. Dark Mechanicum here on the right. So the objectives, we have 1, 2 up on the center, 3 on the other side of the Sky Shield landing platform, nestled in against those containers. 5 is immediately right here, and 4 is here. Mission rules say that they have to be at least 6 inches apart and 6 inches from the board's edge. So they are in the no man's zone as well for this mission. Raven Guard won the role to deploy first and go first, so currently I'm sitting ready to go first. I deployed the 2 Demolishers and the Daredeo there on my right flank, along with the squad of 20 militiamen and the platoon command squad. Everybody after that went ahead and infiltrated in, so those are the Volkite Charger squad right there. And the Rhino, supported by the Dark Furies. Behind them we have Mon's squad for his bodyguard, and then on the other side of them you have the Assault Marines. And in the Rhino is the squad of Tactical Marines. Way back there in the distance are my scouts. Mon is inside that building along with an apothecary. In reserve, I have my Darkwing Patterned Storm Eagle filled with 8 Terminators. AJ, your deployment, sir.
Yes, sir. So I've got some thralls over here hiding in the forest. We've got the Thanatar with Paragon of Metal up here in front, ready to go take some names. The Castellax with Darkfire lances on top of the Bastion. Another Thanatar hiding in the trees. We have the Vulturax just here behind them with Magos that you probably can't see in between the two. And then we've got my HQ with the 4 Castellax bodyguard and another squad of thralls behind them. In reserve, we have the 5 Vorax with one of the Magos Domuses.
Okay, now, interesting for your list, AJ, is you have how many units that can score? 2 on this progressive mission. So
yes, we always seem to take the missions that involve lots of scoring troops, which I don't have.
Obviously, well, we rolled randomly for it,
of course,
everyone. So advantage Raven Guard as it should be.
Well, you are winning right now. We're on our back legs.
Yes, this is the 3rd battle of Shetland, where the Raven Guard are trying to complete the destruction of your Dark Mechanicum forces, forcing you off the planet once and for all. But it all comes down to this in the 3rd game. Yep. We shall see who is victorious. At this point, though, you have the option. You don't have to, but you have the option to try to steal the initiative.
I will try and steal.
All right, so go ahead and roll right over here, sir.
All right.
What you're looking for is a 6.
Nice 30K channel. Let's see that logo come up.
That is
not what we want.
That is a 1. A 1. So the Raven Guard will go first. Good luck, AJ.
Good luck, sir.
Not too much luck. Victory or death. The Raven Guard have started their advance, starting on the right flank with the 2 tanks moving up 6 inches and making their saves. The difficult terrain rolls, and supported by the infantry, who is now controlling objective 5, Dark Furies. I moved up the Rhino with the Volkite Charger squad in there and was going to run them into that crater. Unfortunately, rolled double 1s for their difficult terrain tests. They are crowded around the Rhino right now. The platoon command squad has remained in place while the Mon's bodyguard is in the center, 6 inches between the 2 jump squads, with the assault squad on the left controlling objective number 3. And that is the tactical squad leading the way. He is kind of block line of sight for the assault squad there. Lastly, the sniper squad with Mon back there has remained in place, getting ready to shoot some sniper rifles. That's what's next, my shooting phase. Raven Guard is always kind of a slow burn on the first turn. The vast majority of damage was done by the 2 Demolishers on my right flank. Landing 2 direct hits with the Demolisher cannons into the squad of thralls there, killing 8 and then killing another 1 with the heavy bolter. Fortunately, AJ made all saves against the Volkite Chargers, which did a good job shooting, but again, AJ hot on the saves there. The only other place I had success, Daredeo Dreadnought, I think probably managed to kill 1 thrall. His autocannons did not succeed in killing the Thanatar on the right, but the Thanator on the left did manage to lose 1 wound to the scouts, who had some good hit rolls and also some good wound rolls. Unfortunately, no 6s, but the 5 rolls that AJ had to make, he did fail 1. All in all, not a bad turn for the Raven Guard, though, as they currently control objective number 5 with the Militia Squad, and then objective number 3 with the Assault Squad over there on the left, giving the Raven Guard an early 2-0 victory. Not victory, but lead.
Beginning of your turn.
Oh, it is the beginning of your turn.
Mm-hmm. Don't count those points quite yet.
We know it's going to happen, though. What we didn't get is First Blood, unfortunately. AJ does not have to make a morale check with those thralls because they have some sort of fearless protocol, I'm told.
Yeah, they're lobotomized, so they're not really caring about much right now.
Yeah, I think Tim from the Eye of Horus also lobotomizes his guys.
Oh, always. Lobotomize or go home.
These militia, free-thinking men that are going to liberate their own planet. Or so we hope. Okay, so the score is 0-0 as we go to AJ's turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
Coming up next.
Mechanicum turn 1 movement. So we've moved the Voltarax up. He's now zooming and is on top of the Sky Shield landing pad. Both of the Thanatars have stayed in their spots. Moved up the Castellax here with the Dominus. He is detached from that group. The Tech Thralls have moved up behind them, and then the Tech Thralls over on the other side that just got decimated in the last turn. Thank God they're fearless. They have moved all into the trees, and if they weren't lobotomized, they'd be shaking in their boots.
Yeah, but not so fearless that they tried to go for objective 4, I see.
Not yet.
Okay, fair enough. All right, that brings us to your shooting phase, right?
That does, yes.
All right, here we go.
Mechanicum, turn 2 shooting. So we'll just recap the Cyberthurgy that happened first. We casted Heal the Wound on the one Thanatar in the trees, and then casted Double Shot on the other Thanatar, which means that he fires twice this round, but cannot fire the following turn. So starting with the Thralls in the forest there, similar to the Volkite shooting the last round, did nothing shooting back at the Volkite squad. Then moving over, we have the Thanatar shooting twice, which did some work on the Dark Furies, taking out most of the squad, taking out the Apothecary and one of the Volkite squad members, and one militia man.
It's worth noting, AJ, that they all went to ground.
They all did go to ground. I wasn't taking chances after the last game. Those guys did some pain to that Thanatar, so he's getting his revenge.
They did.
Next up, we had the Castellax with the dark fire cannons. They ended up glancing out one of the Demolishers, which is great. The Voltarax completely flubbed, shooting at the Rhino. Really easy target, but that smoke did some work for you.
Did.
Then the Thanatar and the trees did take out 2 of the tactical squad just one of the tactical squad by the objective there, and 2 of the assault marines.
Yep.
I guess I should say first that the Castellax blew up the Rhino, which made all the regular tactical squad spill out, and then the Thanatar with his Mauler cannon did some work in the front there, and then the Thralls also shot into the tactical squad in front of the blown up Rhino and actually did quite a lot of work and took 4 guys down.
4 guys down. So you see the line of dead bodies there represented by the red markers. That was the 7 killed that had gotten out in front of the Rhino foolishly. But I did not leave much room for him in the back of the Rhino trying to score that objective with the assault squad. I think that was it though, right?
Other than some leadership checks.
Okay, some leadership checks. It is worth noting, and the reason I brought it, the banner. 6 inches for both the Dark Furies and the assault squad, so they're good. They're fearless within 6 inches.
Just that tactical squad then, and
Yep.
I guess not enough from the Volkites to take a...
Correct. They only lost 2 out of their 10.
Yep.
Just okay. And the militia are fearless because they're within 6 inches of the Raven Guard. Okay. So I did lose my sergeant over there. So we're looking at a 7 or less here, AJ. That is a 9. Okay, so they're going to fall back 2d6. See how far they fall back. That's going to take them off the objective, but they're going to go back 8 inches.
All right.
All right. So I'll go ahead and move them. And I will let you know right now as we move into turn 2, I'm going to use my special rule for liberation force to make all my guys have zealot. So everyone who has gone to ground is now standing back up.
It's a great tactic.
I can use it once per game. It's going to be this round.
To use it for sure.
That's why I went to ground with everyone. I knew that was in my hip pocket, and I'm going to pull it out right now. So we'll be back with the Raven Guard. Piper loves lamb, and AJ's eating lamb. I'm okay to say that on video, right? You're okay, okay. So, a little housekeeping here. I am within 3 inches of that objective over there, so I will end up scoring 2 points. 1 for 3, 1 for 5 with the militia squad. AJ, of course, got first blood by killing the rhino. Smooth, AJ. Smooth. All right, Raven Guard, next. Turn 2, Raven Guard. Duskclad came in with the reroll from Mon. 18 inches from him. He is, of course, in the ruins here at the corner. So did not scatter. And when she came in from Deep Strike, she did disgorge the 8 Terminators who are now standing directly in front of those Castellax. They do have counterattack because of Mon's special rule. Unfortunately, my Praetor did not come in this turn, but that's okay. He is biding his time and waiting for the right moment. As far as movement, moved the Dark Furies up, moved up the Volkite Charger Squad, moved up the remaining Leman Russ. As I mentioned, AJ, vehicle facing matters, so he is now facing towards AJ's bulk of his forces. The militia have stayed put, while the squad of Assault Marines have moved over to secure Objective 1. And that squad over there who rallied because I used my special rule for Liberation Force are now securing Objective 3 for there. So overall, I'm looking pretty good. Let's get to the shooting phase and do some real damage next. Not a great shooting phase for the Raven Guard, as the combined firepower of the Eclipse missiles over there, along with this Demolisher, managed to take out a total of 5 of the Thralls. 4 of the Thralls, and then 1 from the Volkite Chargers. 16 Volkites into them. Good rolling by AJ. Meant he only lost 1 there. They are blinded by the Eclipse missiles, though, so Thralls can't see. The Daredeo Dreadnought, down here, managed to put 1 wound onto the flying creature, which is called a Voltarax. It did jink, so I got that going for me. While the twin last cannons firing into the Thanatar over there, along with those 10 sniper rifles, did a total of 0 wounds that stuck on the Thanatar. Over on the far side, the Terminators, which dropped in, put 16 shots into the Thralls back behind the Castellax. Didn't do any wounds at the end. Terrible. After hitting 15 out of 16 shots, I wounded with 4 out of 15, and then AJ saved all 4. So pretty good all in all. Actually, it was 14 shots. Yeah, 14 shots. That's what it was. Flamer's out of range and Thralls for the win. But as far as board positioning is concerned, we're still looking pretty good. And next, we are going to do some assaults, AJ. So prepare to be boarded by the Raven Guard.
All right.
Raven Guard assault phase went significantly better than the shooting phase, but that was not a hard bridge to cross. On the left, the Dark Furies managed to take 3 wounds off the Castellax. AJ did make 1 6-up save, otherwise that thing would be dead. But it's not, unfortunately. It did kill 2 of my guys in return, so it's the Sergeant versus the Thanatar now. And we'll see how that turns out next round. My Zealot we'll continue on because it's for the game turn, not the player turn. So everyone's still fearless. Over here on the right, I managed to take out like in there 3 or 4 of the thralls. They took one of my my Space Marines down in Overwatch, and then they took one down in close combat, despite being blinded. But overall, I like how that fight is going, and he should have no scoring units on the left side here soon. So with that, AJ, we're going to go to your turn 2. You're going to have some reserves to roll for and things like that. So
yes, sir.
This game is not over yet, but just please note I am currently controlling objectives 5, 1, and 3. You're going to want to do something about that because you're down 2-1 right now.
Okay, so obviously the the Thanatar here is locked in combat. We did a cybertheurgy roll and healed 1 wound on him, so he's at 2 wounds. The Castellax up on the bunker there have stayed where they are. Same with the Thanatar. The Castellax on the far end have moved to kind of surround the Terminators. The Thralls have moved up behind them on the bridge, and then over here the Vulturax has moved over to try to take some pot shots at the Leman Russ, and our outflanking Vorax have come in right in front of the militia to give them some rotor cannon love.
The fearless militia, as long as they're within 6 inches of a Raven Guard, so at least they'll be taken off from that side. All right. As far as your Techno Sorcery goes, AJ, you rolled for that as well.
I did, yeah. So we one of them failed trying to put a wound back onto the Thanatar locked in combat, but the Archmagos Dominus did succeed, so he's at 2 wounds. And then the other Magos that's come in with the Vorax here healed one of the wounds on the Vulturax, so the Vulturax is now back up to full strength.
Yep, the only wound on him. Okay, so onto your shooting phase. Here we go.
Okay, so great round of shooting for the second shooting phase for the Mechanicum. We started off with the Vorax, which whittled down most of the squad. There's only 4 militia left.
5, there's one in the crater.
Oh, there is one. He's hiding.
Yep.
So down 75%. Luckily, they are fearless this round, so they're going to stay put.
6 inches of Raven Guard.
So then we have the Vulturax with his snapshots. Did manage to take 1 glancing hit off of the Demolisher Leman Rush there, and not too bad. Then moving on, the Castellax in the tower took a bunch of shots into the Terminator squad. Actually didn't do a whole lot. They did end up killing 2 guys.
Oh, it was 1 with the Darkfires, and then additional 1 with their...
Yeah, I was expecting to get some more from those. They ended up took 3 wounds, but saved them all from their gets
2.
hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's sorry.
Gets hot. Yeah.
And you did 3 wounds to me, and I saved 2 of them with the Cataphracti.
Yeah. But then we unloaded the other Castellax into the group, took down another 2. So really have whittled down that squad. Got rid of 2 chain fists, which is great. And then we also shot a bunch of the Thralls in there, and
all told, I lost half my Terminators. I thought the Thralls might have gotten.
Oh yeah, then maybe they did get 1.
I think they might have.
Yeah,
that's a big coup for the Thralls, so we're going to give it to them.
Yeah, sure. Well, the Thralls for the win.
The Termies are fearless, though,
so they're staying put. So
saying, "Come at me."
And then the last thing was that the Thanatar in the woods there did shot down those guys over by objective 3. So wiped out that tactical squad. So all in all, really solid shooting phase, and we shall move along to The assault phase.
Yeah, so you had to shoot that squad, but I was glad that Thanatar kind of wasted his shots on 2 guys. And it was actually not the big blast that killed them. It was the...
No, it was the Mauler bolt cannon.
Those things are deadly. Okay, so on to the assault phase. Next.
So, Mechanicum turn 2 assault. Great assault phase over here. Castellax ran in and slaughtered the rest of the Terminators, taking the 4 out. They did take 1 wound, so one guy, non-siege wrecker model, is down to 3 wounds. But all in all, a great combat there. In the trees, the Thalax continue to do what Thalax do, and that's just stand there and not die. So how many? It was
5 saves.
5 saves, 30k channel dice, rolling excellent. Saw out of those 5, 4 6s rolled. So love seeing that 30k logo.
David Brains, I'm going to be contacting you soon to appear on your channel just for the sweet, sweet dice.
Yes. And now we are going to the main event. The grudge match between the Sergeant of the Dark Furies and the Thanatar.
Yes, indeed. So, the Chooser of the Slain, as he is called in Raven Guard parlance, will be going in Initiative 4. He has 3 attacks with his Raven's Claws. He is hitting on 3s, because he's Weapon Skill 5 versus your pitiful 3. And he still has Zealot, so he'll reroll any misses here. There's 1 miss, so we'll reroll that one. And it will still miss. So I need double 6s now since he healed that wound, but I will get a reroll, and I'm going to need it because that's nothing, and that is also still double 1. Okay, so that's not gonna work. Let's see if you can kill me here.
Okay, come on, big money.
1 hit.
1 hit.
Just gotta wound him on a 2.
2, come on. Yep, 1 wound.
All right, Chooser of the Slain is dead. I think that's what they're called. I'm going to have to look now. All right, well done. So you killed the Terminator squads over there. You killed the
These
Dark
guys, and then we will end the Thanatar, and then we can move along to Raven Guard turn 3.
All right, not looking good. So at the start of Raven Guard turn 3, I am still controlling Objective 5, and I'm controlling Objective 1, so that makes the score 4-1 favor of the Raven Guard. So at the beginning of my turn, my Legion Praetor managed to drop in. I am keeping him in reserve right back here behind the building. No scatter due Demon. And I put Duskclad there, the Darkwing Parent Storm Eagle, into hover mode, and kind of spread my guys out in the middle here while consolidating that squad onto objective number 5. The Lehman Russ stood still. Unfortunately, the shot scattered wildly and only managed to put 1 wound on the closest of those nasty robots. What did happen, though, that went well for me, is the snipers managed to get 3 rending shots through, an additional 2 wounds, killing one of, what are these guys called, AJ? Vorax, and putting a wound on the other. So we at least killed one of those. All the last gun fire that I put into them and some bolter fire was to no avail. The Daredeo Dreadnought shot into the flying bug creature. Vulturax. I knew that one. Doing 1 wound, and only 1 wound. And Duskclad, really disappointed, doing only 1 wound to the Thanatar with the Twin Lake Blast cannons and with the heavy bolter, and then the Eclipse missile system doing a total of 0 wounds. Actually, AJ made all his saves for his thralls back there, so well done. So I didn't slow them down at all, unfortunately. Then in close combat, we managed to kill 1 thrall over on the right. Not too disappointed about that. You can't shoot me if I'm in close combat. That's what I'm thinking right now. So at the beginning of your turn, though, AJ, you're still not controlling any objectives, and the score is going to be 4-1. Just a reminder, attrition is worth D3 at this point, and you're definitely killing more units than I am with yours, so you got that going for you. Slay the Warlord is also worth D3. So we'll go to AJ's turn 3 next.
turn 3 Mechanicum shooting. Starting over on this side of the table, the Castellax unloaded their Mauler bolt cannons and their bolters into the recon squad and ended up taking 4 of the recon Marines out of that building. Then over with both of the Thanatars unloaded their 2 barrages into the assault Marines, and with those 2 barrages, and then the Thanatar on the other side ended up wiping that assault Marine squad out. The Castellax up in the Bastion unloaded into the Derodeo and ended up just barely making him pop. Lots of pens, but not enough invuln saves, so great taking that out. Then the Vorax unloaded and took out the rest of the remains of the 20-man militia squad, clearing up that objective. So now both of those objectives are clear. And the Vulturax snapshotted at the Lehman Russ and took down 1 hull point. So it is down to 1 left.
Okay, AJ, we neglected to do the combat over there.
We still need to do the combat, yes.
So let's do that very quickly. I still have 7 dice coming at you.
Yep, can you take them out this turn?
This would be the time to do it, my friend. So with my 7 dice, I need 3s to hit. Mm-hmm. Got 2 guys remaining. Ooh, 6 hit. 3s to wound. For a total of 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
That's a 4-up save. You have made 2 of them.
Yeah, let's see if we feel no pain. So
you do.
1 man remains, keeping those guys tied up.
He gets to strike back, of course.
Yes, with his 1 attack.
He does not hit. Okay. So with that, you didn't score any points, but at the start of my turn, I'm not scoring any points either, I fear. Everyone is dead. So now it's time to get Raven Guard crafty, or tricksy. And Piper is chasing a fly. Way to go, Piper. You get that fly. Okay. Raven Guard turn 4, coming up next. With the Raven Guard up 4-1 at the top of turn 4, it was time for some bold maneuvers. Those included moving this Rhino up and throwing the smoke out. They include moving out of cover and running with the platoon command squad towards Objective 3 to potentially contest it later. It included moving the scouts down the first floor of the ruin to minimize the amount of people who can shoot at them. It included moving the command squad and Mon into Dustclad, and she moved 18 inches as a fast skimmer and moved back. And then as far as the shooting, there wasn't much of it. Essentially, Dustclad shot into the Thralls, because that's a AJ scoring unit to try to push back the tide. Managed to blind them, killing, despite doing 11 hits with the Eclipse missile, only doing one kill. Last cannon got 1 and the heavy bolter got 2, so they are blinded and they've lost 4, pushed them back a little bit, but probably not enough. Other than that, over in the assault phase, these Marines over here just don't want to kill that last Thrall. I think they might have befriended him at this point. And the Thrall chose not to hurt me either, so it's going the same both ways. So AJ, we're going to go to your turn 4. You're going to start the turn.
Yep.
Not controlling any objectives. As a reminder, this is a 5-turn game, and on 4+ it will go to turn 6. So
correct.
See if the Raven Guard can survive all this firepower. One addendum to what I previously said: the Lehman Russ Demolisher managed to hit squarely at the Majos in the center there. So a total of 5 hits, did 4 wounds, and killed one of the, not Vulturax, that's the thing that flies, the Vorax. Killing one of them outright. So he has 1 less of those. He's down to 3. So we're making progress, slowly but surely.
Okay, good solid turn. Turn 4, Mechanicum shooting. So we will start off with the Vorax, as you can see from those red tokens. They shredded the rest of the command squad, or I guess they were a full squad.
They were.
Shredded them down just with the roto cannons.
They were a full squad with families, AJ.
You know, that's what they were. That's what the Vorax do, man.
Yeah.
They go in and they slaughter those average men.
Yeah.
Families or not.
The kids are coming for you in Canada.
That we'll just lobotomize them.
All right.
Then if we pan over slightly, the Vulturax popped off the last hull point on the last Lehman Russ. We charge, or I guess that's next phase. We shot the Castellax into the what's the
Darkwing Pattern Storm Eagle.
Thank you.
Dustclad.
Did 2 hull points, but couldn't quite whittle it down. I was hoping that I could pop it and then get the remaining Thalax over there to whittle into the Warlord and the command squad, but sadly that didn't happen. They did take shots at the Storm Eagle, but with all 12 hits, hitting on 2s, and then just looking for 6s, not a single 6, sadly.
Dustclad did jink as well, and made 1 out of 3 saves against the Dark Lances.
Yeah. The Thanatar there in the middle did do a pot shot into the building with the Recon Marines, but as you can't see it, did a full scatter and scattered out of the building. And then I guess that all is remaining is the Thanatar, which ran into combat, had 5 attacks with Rampage, and sadly woofed on the rolls and was able to just take 1 guy down, but you were able to make your save. That's just the combat that just won't go away.
Yeah, my leadership test. That's not the only thing remaining, though, because there is still 1 Thrall there.
Oh, well, the Thrall just keeps living. Yeah,
did 4 wounds to him. He made 3 saves and then 1 feel no pain.
Yeah. So the one thing I will mention is that the Thralls have moved up on the other side of the board, and they are within 3 inches. You might not be able to see it from here, but they are right up against those crates, and they are within 3 inches of that marker.
Yeah,
so
we'll see.
See if I can hold it.
See what happens here in turn 5 if I can't contest it. We're going to try. Okay, so here we go. Raven Guard, hopefully last turn 5, because we're getting our butts kicked. The Raven Guard have long been... I was going to do something really dramatic, but you're over there eating cake.
Eating cake. Excellent.
Black Forest cake.
Oh, boozy and wonderful.
We'll come back to that. Moved the Strino up to shoot at the Thralls just out of spite. No joy there. I did wound, and he did save. Only things left were the scouts, which remained hidden there. I went super fast in flying mode with Dustclad, 60 inches. And so it's going to be really tough to hit him now. Does the Vulturax have Skyfire? It does not. But he only has 2 hull points left, so we'll see. Over here, I finally managed to kill that 1 Thrall, and the Thanatar killed one of my guys in return. The Melta Bomb did not land, unfortunately. So we remain locked in combat over there. Dramatic voice. The Raven Guard have long been a legion, familiar with sacrifice. That's why my Praetor jumped out from behind this building and charged like a madman into those 4 Castellax. And after charging in, he did 2 wounds, taking a wound off 1, which angered them, but also threw them off their game. I think they were so stunned that I made that charge, AJ.
Absolutely.
That you only did 1 wound to me in return. Now it was a strength 10 wound, so it was instant death, potentially.
Potentially.
But that Iron Halo save came in handy, and now those guys ain't shooting this round.
The Raven Guard are survivors, so it's not surprising that he came in.
So I'm not a very good player, but I am a bit of a tricksy player. So, I think it's just the fact that I've been beaten so many times that I've come up with coping mechanisms and strategies to just try to extend the game some. But we go to turn 5 now. You are controlling objective number 3.
I am.
So that's going to make the score 4-2.
Mm-hmm.
And I just recently killed my first unit of the game, so we know that you have attrition in the bag for D3.
That's correct.
Let's see what else you can do here.
To get this Warlord.
Dark Mechanicum, turn number 5. Okay, AJ, turn 5. Let's recap.
Turn 5. Okay, so starting with the Vulturax, pumped in, finally got full 3 shots when it's hitting on 2s. It's the first time in this game. Popped into that Rhino and glanced it to death.
Yes.
Then moving on to the Castellax, we did some Cyber 3G to boost one of the guys. He ended up, in total I caused 3 wounds from overheating onto that squad this round. Trying to shoot into the Storm Eagles. Did 1 hull point, but sadly could not bring it down. That would have been great if I could, but it was not in the cards.
I did jink, filled my 3 up. Happens all the time.
The Thanatar dropped, he also tried to shoot into the Storm Eagle, but did nothing. The Vorax, see now I'm messing them up, fired into the squad in the building, ended up killing 2 guys. Sadly, they failed their morale check, and what did we say? They
Yeah, look, they're Raven Guard. They recognize the situation. For God's sakes, the Warlord is flying off the board as quickly as he can. Having left the scout squad there, they knew what to do. It was time to melt in the shadows.
A tactical withdrawal.
Yeah, so we saved 4 scouts and an apothecary with that withdrawal.
Tactical withdrawal.
And when you only got 4,000 legionnaires following Isfahan 5, that's what you need to do.
Yeah, I guess.
We might still win this game.
And then, of course, over here, in the combat between the Praetor, the Castellax came out on top. Sadly, he failed 1 instant death.
Yes.
With the Siege Wreckers and took that guy out. So, sadly, he was not the Warlord, but I will take it as a win.
He did do another wound.
He did do another wound on the Castellax. Yes, he did.
I think the last thing to mention is you really consolidated around objective number 3, so if this game goes on, you're going to be in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We shall see.
This is the moment of truth, though, because right now it's 4-2 Raven Guard. And on a 4-up, we go to a turn 6.
What's it going to be?
It's going to be a 1. So now it's 4-2, AJ.
All right, so now I need to roll.
You do, because of attrition. You get D3.
All
so, right. 33% chance you lose, 33% chance you win, 33% chance we tie.
David Brains.
Wait. I have a dice for you.
No. Don't let me down, David.
It's a tie.
It's a draw.
Well played.
Excellent.
Oh, I'll take that draw. Oh, man. Once again, victory or death. It's more death than victory.
This time. You have to give me like an almost win at least once.
Yeah, no. So, the Dark Mechanicum maintain their foothold on the planet of Shetland. Raven Guard unable to dislodge them as this was a stalemate. We'll take it. All right, so we're going to be back in a bit. Maybe do a little chat and then clean up. All right, awesome. AJ, welcome back to the War Corgi YouTube channel.
I'm glad to be back.
It's really great to get one last game in before we send you back off home to join your comrades on the Boys of the Golden Throne podcast.
That's
great
correct. Great White North. Yeah, it's sad that it's the last game, but it's been awesome to have met you and being able to pull some games together when I've been here for 6 months.
So the podcast seems to be coming along really well. And in 6 months as the foreign correspondent.
Yes. Yeah.
Aren't they calling you like the Otter or something as well?
Yes, the 30K Otter.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that's been explained on the podcast. Maybe it won't be explained on this channel either.
Yeah, let's maybe keep that off this. But yeah, we can explain it if it's people. I personally, I don't want to explain it. But
I'm not going to.
It's only one of these days until Teo fully explains it. So
I just brought it up to let you know that I really do listen to your podcast.
I appreciate it,
and it's a really good podcast. So if you like 30K, you should be listening to the Boys of the Golden Throne. Teo, great co-host. John, of course, is on there, infamous in his own right.
Yes, sir.
Three of you make a great team. You have some great guests on. You had me on a couple of weeks ago, which was a blast.
One of the great guests. Yes.
I don't know. But I did have fun. And it's permanently saved in my phone. So.
Well, we'll definitely have to have you on again for sure.
I was actually playing in the car because I went to hear it, and my wife was like, "Is that you on the podcast?" It's like, yeah. She's like, "We're not listening to that." Okay, I'll listen to it later.
But I just talked about how amazing Don's food and cooking was.
Yeah.
Because once again tonight, top notch.
Well, if you are in the Stuttgart area and you play either Warhammer 30K or Warhammer 40K or Team Yankee, come over to the house. We treat you pretty well. If you bring beer, it gets even better. So, you want to mention anything else about the podcast?
Boys of the Golden Throne. If you happen to be on the West Coast, we do run events. Our next event is in September. We're kicking the numbers up and getting up to a 32-player event, hopefully, if we can get everyone there. So, it's really exciting, and just seeing it expand over the last year has been quite fun. So, check us out on all the places, on iTunes, SoundCloud, Facebook, the Bot GT 30K on Instagram. I think that's about it.
It's probably growing as well, so you stay tuned. Could be other places. International syndication.
Yeah, we'll see.
So this was the third game on the planet of Shetland, based in the Age of Darkness. The first game is featured on the YouTube channel. The second game we played and I recorded on your channel.
Yeah.
And that was a Raven Guard victory as well. The first Raven Guard victory, if you watched the game, was kind of a Pyrrhic victory. We lost a ton of guys, but we ended up winning on objectives.
Yep.
The second game was a rout of the Mechanicum forces.
Dark Furies, man. I developed a fear of those units. So.
And that was the epic last round where I killed your warlord.
Yes.
And it was like an 8-point swing for the Raven Guard.
That was amazing. Like, that was a loss that I had absolutely no problem losing, because to me that's what I love about this game, is for moments exactly like that. I can walk away not a sore loser whatsoever and be like, that was super thematic, very, very cool. That's what this game's all about for me.
That was probably the most storied win or moment for my first independent strike company for the Raven Guard. So it was really good, and I probably came in here tonight a little bit too confident, not remembering the first game, because I felt really good about my chances. My list hasn't changed that much, but I did run the Liberation Force for the second game in a row. It did really well last game, and it did what it needed to do this game as well. When I look at my militia, running a Liberation Force, they are essentially fearless as long as they're 6 inches within a Raven Guard infantry unit. And they bring some heavy firepower in the form of the Lehman Russes that I can really appreciate.
It's definitely a super awesome rite of war. Like the ability for all the militia to be fearless, all of them going to ground, and then popping that one-off thing where they all come back up and don't have the effects of going to ground, and gives them the zealot. Quite powerful, and you definitely used it well in terms of maybe the dice weren't in your favor for it,
but okay, but
yeah, definitely. It's until I met you, I've never played militia, and from all the stories I've had a fear, so I still have that fear.
You should have that fear when you play the bad guy militia, which are fearless and rending.
Yeah,
and
the Dark Compliance.
Yeah, just not fun.
Yeah.
But like most Rights of War, this one is very themey for the Raven Guard.
Yep.
As I mentioned on your podcast, one of the reasons I really like the Raven Guard is the special operations feel that they have. And part of that is going into planets, meeting up with the indigenous population, helping them free themselves from the oppression that is the traders. And I know you're not normally a trader player, so you're on my side on this one.
I'm gonna have to go home and just wash my Mechanicum. Yeah, it's been a little bit tough being the trader over here in Europe, but
probably has something to do with like the magnetic pool of Europe or something that messes with your sensors or whatever techno sorcery you guys have going.
I guess so, but we'll rate that.
I appreciate you being the bad guys in this
no
little
problem.
3-game campaign. I think it was pretty storied.
It's easy for Mechanicum. They're an easy one to flip, right?
They really are.
Yeah.
And your next project also will be a good one for that, but no spoilers there.
Well, it's already out.
It's already out. Thank you, Ryan Kimmel.
Yeah.
Other than that, for my Raven Guard force, the Terminators, I rely on them to do a lot of the anti-vehicle work. You didn't bring any vehicles today.
No.
So I made the bold choice to drop them out of my Darkwing Pattern Storm Eagle on the second turn when they came in. They do get counterattack, but you got a lot of high strength, high AP weapons. I knew that was going to be a problem, but I knew with all the combi bolters, if I could shoot down some of those thralls in that second turn, it was going to be very difficult for you to score. You only have 2 score units. Unfortunately, you lost all those saves and then killed 4 Terminators in the shooting phase next turn, and then 4 in the assault phase. So that was a really expensive unit to lose, and did essentially 1 wound to you, or maybe 2.
Well, I knew that was just my priority. As soon as you dump them out, I was like, I have to deal with this, or it's just gonna, because the Castellax were in front of the bridge. My scorn troops were behind them.
Yeah.
Like, if that got locked up, that was the end of that side of the table for the rest of the game. So, pumped as much as I could in there, and the dice actually worked for me this game. So
we definitely went for the throat with that move in turn 2 and missed wildly. So it made it for a great game. As far as the Storm Eagle is concerned, it did its job. Didn't really kill anything tonight. But it did get Mon out of a pretty precarious situation. And at that point, I was just looking not to lose Warlord because it was worth D3 points, and not to get tabled. No, I didn't get tabled, but it was pretty close.
It was close.
But having the ability to put those in a Storm Eagle, which is pretty resilient at the 12 all around armor value, and once it takes off and starts flying, you're using 6s to hit because you don't have a lot of things with Skyfire.
No, I don't. I have really the only thing I have is the augury scanners that give them intercept when it comes in. So I decided not to use that because of just what you were doing, and you dumped them out, and I was like, I'm not going to focus on the flyer. The main thing is these Terminators on the ground.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you'd already dispatched the Dark Furies because you learned that lesson in game 2.
Yes, I did. And we weren't going to repeat that.
Despite losing 6, they almost managed to take down that Thanatar. Some good rolls by you. He was on 1 wound a couple of times.
Yeah, and thank God for Sabothurgy and just healing wounds. And, it's definitely one of the strengths of this list of having 3, HQs that can help heal wounds and make certain things double shoot and give an extra attack here or +1 initiative there. So just not remembering to do it is a key factor.
Yes. and then decent rolls. Last game you did not have those decent rolls.
No, yeah, last game it just was not happening.
It does make a difference when you're making those rolls, and it made a difference tonight. Last thing I'll mention with the mission, it definitely favored me again. I had no less than 5 scoring units, counting the Terminators. I knew I was going to be able to rack up some early points, and I did. But eventually, you whittled down all those troops. Overall, I think they did what they were supposed to do, so I'm not disappointed in them. So let's talk about your list and what you kind of envisioned and what happened.
For me, it was, as you said before, taking out those Dark Furies, completely taking out that assault squad right off the bat. They can get in there and stall things up. Like really in the last game that we played, I was like, okay, I'm not going to charge into militia, and because that's just going to be a tar pit. Learned my lesson there, and just really I needed to focus on not getting locked in combat. So, the Vorax, which is a new addition to my army, which being great. I played them now 2 games, and I'm like, why didn't I add these to my army a long time ago? So they were really good. I think the biocorrosive ammo might have been better on Marines than they are for regular militia,
Sure.
But still, like super great unit. I think other than, I guess I can't nominate my dice as my favorite unit of the game, but if not, it would
David
be
Brains.
Definitely the Vorax did a lot of work, and both squads of the Castellax just were working really well this turn.
Yes.
Or this game. I don't really have a unit that didn't really pull its weight. I think in this game, I don't really have a sore loser in the army here. So
first, the Vorax. Not only are they very effective, they look awesome, and they just look like a fun unit to play with. Good at shooting, throwing a ton of dice, and good at close combat.
Yeah.
And they look beautiful.
Thank you.
And second, Thralls for the win.
Thralls for the win.
They did so good tonight. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I think as we were talking before, I think what I need to work into this list is get another squad of Thralls. Try to maybe get my heavy chain blade Thralls into the list, because that's as soon as we rolled the mission, it's like, oh, another mission with multiple objectives. Like, not what this list is suited for, but it is at the other side of it. It's just, okay, I need to try to kill as much stuff as possible and potentially wipe you, and came close, but
They're 120 points for 20 of them, or
100. The way that I have them kitted out with the induction chargers, which gives them 2 shots instead of 1, fearless, and rites of pure or revenant alchemistry, which gives them, instead of a 6 up, a 5 up. It's 140 points for 20 of them. So very good, and they, as we saw with the Volkite squad, they got into combat turn 2, and they were stuck in combat the entire game. So
even before that, shooting Volkite chargers into them, I was expecting to do all kinds of damage, and I did like one kill with them. It was incredible.
I think I was rolling quite well on the saves and the feel no pains this
4
game.
out of 5 up, very effective. In comparison, I think when I was on your podcast, I told you that my militia squad of 20 cost either 5 or 500 points. Turns out it's 60 with the last carbine, so a little bit over double, but what you get in resiliency,
it's totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Yeah,
I agree.
The other squad that I have with the chain blades is more, but I actually haven't run them yet, so it's still something that needs to hit the board. So
They look really cool as well, though. You had the upgrade for them.
No, just a conversion.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, just using the Mark III plastic marine chainswords, and cut the end of the guns off and stuck those on, and I won't recommend painting about 30 of those, or no, it was I think almost 40 of those at once. I don't recommend that, but at least they're done now. So
yeah, and they look good.
Yeah.
So overall, I feel very fortunate that the game ended when it did.
Yeah.
And that you rolled a 4 instead of a 5 or a 6, because I think a tie going out is probably the perfect way to end a 30K campaign between 2 friends.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's been a blast, and really appreciate you coming over to the house and recording this game with me before you head home.
Yeah, well, maybe now that it's a tie and you haven't completely kicked me off the planet, maybe when you're back stateside and me and Tay are doing some traveling to events, maybe we can meet up at a Midwest event.
Absolutely. And the house is always open as well.
Yes.
Got room for you and Teo. John's still on the fence. So we'll see. John, do appreciate the fact that you asked, you mentioned that you hadn't seen the last game up on my YouTube channel yet. This one's going up, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Even though I let this guy really kind of knock me around the table.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. We can keep it like that.
Yeah.
Well,
but I didn't tell John about all those bad things you said about him. So
he already
keep that between us.
He already knows. Everyone talks about it.
So really appreciate it.
Thanks for the invite and awesome meeting you here in Stuttgart. And
good luck for your next event. If you got the chance, you really should go because they're giving away 6 of those awesome 30K channel dice, and I'm almost volunteering to go on the 30K channel just to get some of those dice after tonight. So
just contact David.
Yeah. Go ahead, contact David, get on that channel. It's phenomenal. If you haven't seen those games, go to AJ's and the Boys of the Golden Thrones event. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the War Corgi YouTube channel.
Do it.
And give us a like, because, I don't know, we like likes, so.
Who doesn't like likes?
Corgis like likes. There's one sleeping down here right now. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon, and bye.
See ya.
I just press that button and we start recording.
But is that through the stand or?
Oh, it's Bluetooth.
Oh, okay.